Cold Jam. I'm not IGLing anymore. Out of my jails now. I figured that it'd be good for him to try it out, and we were struggling, so it's like one of those situations where I figured it'd be good if you know, the people on my team. I figured it was just, I don't know. Sometimes, bro, you just gotta push your teammates to be better and bigger. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I was saying, I'm personally man enough to be able to be like, hey, like guys, listen, I'm not doing my job right. Like I'm not IGLing properly. Like I'm not being as good as I should, and I don't feel like I'll be able to catch up in time for us to improve. So like I don't have enough pride to be able to like fucking hold that against them. Like we shouldn't suffer just because I want to keep a role. You know what I mean? So Adam messaged me. He was like, "Yo, I think it would be a good idea if I IGL'd for a bit and tried it out, and we sort of swapped roles." I was like, "Bro, I'm fucking down. I'm down." He offered, so it just makes sense. If he wants to take on like that leadership role in game, like I think that's fucking amazing. Like the most beautiful thing from like seeing a professional is for him to be able to come out of his shell and like in the proper, being able to be in the right environment to fucking like sort of blossom into like something that they never knew they could be or never thought they'd end up being. You know what I mean? Like I don't think Adam ever like thought like on this team that he'd be like IGLing. You know, and so I want to see like this. I've talked about that a lot, bro. Like I want to see a lot of things for the team. It's not that I just want us to win. Like I want to see us progress and like grow. I want to see us like become greater, not just in efforts to winning, but also as like individuals and learn more about ourselves. But like I want to see Adam become a leader and like take on a different role in gaming. You know what I mean? Than he's ever done before. And I want to see Crust. Like I want to see Crust make more mistakes. Like I want him to push himself. I want to see him like fucking die to people, like, and be like, hey, like I made a mistake here, but now I know what my limits are, and now I know like how far I can push things, rather than staying in like a comfort zone. Like I want to see him like fucking start making mistakes, and like, because Crust is good for 2 every fight, but imagine if Crust is good for 3 every fight. You know what I mean? And like he's never gonna find that out if he doesn't start making mistakes and like sort of like coming out of his comfort zone, like stuff like that. Like for example, like that's good. That's like a good mentality to have in gaming. I've found is that, especially like there's so many people in the Apex scene that, and I mean in just gaming in general, like that are too ego fueled and they have too much pride to be able to drop down and step down from a role. Like when you look at a team, there's always the one person that shines out, and his teammates are always looking up to that guy. You know, like they're looking up to that guy. Whatever this guy says, it goes. Like if this guy wants to play 12 hours a day, his teammates are going to follow him and they're going to play 12 hours a day, right? But it is always that one person, right? And it takes you getting completely throwing pride to the side for you to be able to step down from that role as a leader and out of the spotlight and give it to someone who can do it better, and like someone who can maybe even like just sort of blossom and flourish from it. And like I was like that at one point. Like when I was in Complexity, or like when I was in Complexity, or when I was on FlyQuest, you know. The first time I had it happen to me, it literally made me sick. Like it made me fucking. Yeah. I didn't expect it to happen. But yeah, that's my goal with this team personally. I want some sort of like longevity with this, like, and you're never like, if 3 people just stay in their same lane the entire time and they don't explore, like what are you really gonna learn about yourself? What are you gonna take from that experience to the next? Like in a year or 2 from now, what have you learned if you just stay in your lane and stay in your fucking little bubble? You know what I mean? Like what are you gonna take to the next team or to the next game or to the next, whatever your next adventure in life is, whether or not you're playing video games or whatever? Like what are you gonna actually learn? Like the things that are truly valuable, like money and fucking like material and stuff like that, and like viewers and shit. Like that shit doesn't matter, bro. That shit doesn't really matter. It's about what you fucking learn during this shit. It's about what you learn and what you actually genuinely take from it, the experiences you genuinely take from it that allow you to be better in life. That's what I've been thinking of. That's all I can think of the past like month, and that's why like I sort of like had this talk with Adam and Crust, and Adam and Crust feel the same way. So like everybody just wants that. Everybody wants that. It's like we're inspiring each other, and we want to become better, and not just win. Like we want to win more than anything, but we want to fucking just grow. That's what we've been thinking. That's where our heads have been. As much as like Adam and Crust may not act like it's a big deal to them, you know, like they act like they don't, whether or not they don't care, they do, you know. I want you guys to know that. Yeah, I mean that's probably the best way to put it, is you're legit, like as a professional player, like on and off screen, like you're trying to be your best self possible. Like you're over analyzing every single little thing about yourself, and you're trying to be your best self absolutely possible, like above everything. You know what I mean? In and out of game, Like, especially with streaming too. Like, imagine how like Hal feels, you know, with like so many eyes on him. Like, I know how crazy I just try and envision, like, you know, like I probably average somewhere around 1,000 to 2,000 viewers every time I stream, and like I try to envision that 1,000 or 2,000. Like, I try and envision myself like standing in front of 1,000 to 2,000 people and talking to them. Like, but then imagine like Hal or like Trainwrecks or XUC or some shit. Like, legit talking to 30,000 to 50,000 people. Yeah, it's just insane. It's like a stadium full of fucking people watching you every day. Yeah, past a certain amount of viewers, though, yeah, you're right. It does become, like, one singular entity. Like, but you can still, like, interact with people. You can still, like, change people's days and like, fucking touch people fucking in their heart, like, individually. Like, it's been seen. Like, Myth Mercs does it. Like, he's met lifelong fucking friends from streaming and stuff, and it's hard for him to keep track, I'm sure, of like fucking every person.